All right. Regular expressions. Who's heard of regular expressions before?
I have.
Yeah. I'll say this right up front. You don't have to memorize regular expressions. You just kind of need to know the basics. You'll never memorize every single pattern or any of that. Just know that they exist and they exist for a reason. Just don't focus too much of your energy on regular expressions, but we introduce it here. So what is a regular expression? Can someone, what is a regular expression?
In a way, it's like a pattern. It's a way of interacting with or modifying strings to meet certain criteria.
Yep, it's almost like a puzzle. You're trying to pattern match, look in a string using some pattern and trying to return, like either alter that string, given an error, or like just making sure a specific string or number is in a specific format or in a specific pattern. So it's essentially just pattern matching. And you see regular expressions in use all the time. When you're on forms, when you go to log in or type in your email, you might get an error because like your email address isn't right. So example, here's a form. This is One Main Financial. And this uses a lot of regular expressions. So example, here I'm trying to fill out a loan. I'm typing in a number. Cool. And now it says, hey, please enter a value less than or equal to 1,000 or 50,000. It's using regular expressions to tell me that because it's saying like, hey, it's using a pattern match, looking at the string and saying, hey, somewhere in there, we only allow 5 numbers in a row. So, and if also I want to use letters in here, it's saying, hey, enter a valid number. It's using a pattern match in the specific field to only allow numbers. So when it sees a letter, it'll throw an error or it'll do something or return something. So you can have you see a lot of it in forms with an email addresses if you don't type in a valid email address. So for here, I can type in here. So for my middle initial, my last name, I can type in that. It says invalid format. So it's it knows that, hey, my last name, don't allow numbers. For email addresses, if I just wanted to type in hello, just for fun, it says enter a valid email address. Behind the scenes, it's using regular expressions, like a pattern to say, hey, make sure that there's an ampersand or an at symbol. And so what if I do at Tom? It's still not right. So it's also looking for maybe something else. All right, no. Cool. So it's looking for the specific pattern. It's looking for, looks like some value, this at symbol, at least another character, and a period followed by something else. It's followed by at least 2 characters. Same with zip code. It's looking for a minimum. So it's only allowing 5 characters. So you see regular expressions used in forms a lot. Even in passwords, each password needs a minimum of uppercase, lowercase, 1 number, and a special character. So regular expressions, that's what regular expressions are used for. So what do regular expressions actually look like? So I can type in just how I'm a new developer, how to write regular expressions in Python. So it's got how to, regular expression. W3 Schools is a good resource to use. Tutorials points also really good to use. Real Python's also good. I don't want this how to. Python regex. You also hear it called regex. So here, if you want to actually look at the Python's documentation, you can come into here. You're not going to know what all of this means. That's okay, but let's see some code snippets. All right, looks like we have this RE split, and then we get these weird, like weird string with an R in front of it. Okay, just so you know, like this is what a regular expression is. Like you're not going to memorize that. I don't even know what that means. So don't sweat it if you don't get it all right away, or even like memorize any. Don't try to memorize regular expressions. But if we come down here, so regular expressions, the pattern, like for example, the search method inside the regular expressions library, we type in the pattern as well as the input string we want to look at. Down here, we have this match. We type in the pattern we want to try to search for and the string we want to look at. Luckily, there's a lot of resources out there to help us test regular expressions. So here's one for Python. I'm going to use Rubular. Rubular is a Ruby regular expressions editor. They're all pretty much the same. They've got one in JavaScript, Python, but pretty much the pattern you use is pretty much the same. One string that is always pretty much written differently inside of forms are phone numbers. So how many different ways are there to write a phone number? So I can do like 123 space 123 or 456 7890. So that's one way. What's another way I can do it?
Parenthesize the first three.
I'm sorry?
Parentheses for the first three. The area code.
Yep, area code, 456.
Space. Yep,
and then what else can I
I've
do?
also seen 3 numbers dot, 3 numbers dot, 4
Yep.
numbers.
There we go. There's that way. There might be like the country code.
Might have a plus symbol in it.
Might have a plus symbol in it. Whoop. So 456 7890. Let's do like plus symbol, plus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. So these are all the different ways people can just like totally mess up, not mess up, but like type in their phone numbers. But for example, let's try to match to make sure a phone number. And also like people can just be like totally asses and just be like, "Eh, that's my phone number." So like we want to match that a user has typed in the phone number in the correct format. And so here's a quick reference of how to match using regular expressions, how to match your what you're kind of looking for. So here's our test string. We want to match something. Let's like first, match like my first name. Let's make sure that, oh, no, that's not what I want. Letters. Let's see if we can just match letters. If I'm looking down here, I can utilize these patterns to match anything. So here's the number of strings I want to test. What if I just type in, look, I see any single character. If I type plus, look at it, it's like my resulting match, everything's a single character. If I wanted to match a single character of A, B, or C, I can use the open brackets, A, B, C, and does anything match? No. But what if I say like, what if I'd want every single character in the range? So I don't want to accept numbers. So look at it only matches Tom. It doesn't include any of the numbers. What if I don't want to accept any number or any character between A and Z? I can look down here, I can see this upper thing. So it matches every character except for Tom. I can also match any white space character. So I can use, what is it, /S. So it just matches all the white space. Everyone with me so far? Kind of the different combinations you can use. So you'll be referencing this a lot when you're trying to match stuff. So for example, what if out of all these phone numbers, I only want to match that one? Area code, hyphen, and then the phone number. So I don't want to match anything else in here. What should I look at? Let's see. Can someone?
Like brackets and then like 0-9, so you can access only numbers.
So brackets 0-9 like that.
Think so, or 0 to 9.
Zero.
Something like that.
Okay. Yeah, it matched all the numbers. However, I don't want these to be included. This is the only valid one I want.
So
You need to determine the count,
So
so
it's
you
count.
can use
curly
that.
brackets 3.
Sorry.
Yep. Sorry, go ahead.
If you add curly brackets 3, that should give you a match of 3 characters.
Okay, cool.
3 digits.
So so right here, I'm looking here. I'm saying any digit by doing /D. Let's look at that. So it matched all the digits. And then if I look down here, I can see a match exactly 3A. So right now, I want to match exactly 3 digits. All right, it matches 3 digits. But
And
it's
then you can add a dash.
all right, cool. We're almost there.
And repeat the process.
Yep. Cool. So we're pretty much there. And then we can just do, instead of 3 digits, we can do 4 digits. Oh, so matches that down there as well. Whatever. That's an outlier. Get out of here.
And can't you also combine the digit times 3 into a single and then just times it by 2?
So
From the digit 3, D3, and then dash, because that's a repeating sequence.
how do I times it by 2?
I think you would just put in the digit 3 into another set of curly brackets, then 2.
You would need to wrap it in parentheses.
Like so. And then what?
Then curly brackets.
Then curly brackets,
Yeah.
like so.
I believe.
But then you need the /D.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, and then the slash on it.
there we go.
Boom.
Yep, that's another way to do it. Cool. So yeah, that's regular expression. Again, you won't memorize all this stuff. It's literally just kind of like a puzzle. You gotta kind of play around with it. Any questions so far about that? All right. So let's jump into a couple of the assignments. So you have 2 assignments today. Regex 1, which is literally just like a game to help you learn Regex. You kind of have to pattern match these, get as far as you can, but don't work on this all day. Like, make sure you get to the actual challenges. So you have 2 challenges today, and we'll start out with, we'll do a couple of the phone number validation. So this is all regex. So in here, you're given a spec file that already exists, and you must pass all the test specs of this. So let's actually come in here. All right, so I'm gonna clone that or fork it over to mine, and we'll go through with a couple of them together. I'm gonna clone it down. So I'm in my OP review. I'm gonna come up here and make a direct or clear, and then git clone, validate phone number. All right. I'm gonna clear the screen. I'm gonna list everything out. There's my, where is it? Where'd it go? Validate phone number. I'm gonna CD into validate phone number. I'm gonna open that into a new window. All right, here we go. So I've got the spec file that's already written out for me that you need to use. So I'm going to split the screen. Oh, whoop. So yeah, I've got two files, validate the spec file and this, this other validate phone Python file that doesn't, it just has the skeleton of each function or each method and the requirements that I need to use or the requirements of the method. So in here, right here, I'm going to execute this spec file and just fail it. So Python validate phone spec ran 8 tests and got 8 failures. Is there a command to validate to, is it fail fast or something? Does anybody know like there's like a command that instead of running all 8 test specs, it just immediately stops executing when it fails the first one? Anybody know that? Anyway. So here,
Yeah, Tom, sorry. I think it's dash fail fast, just one word.
okay, dash fail fast.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Yeah. So right here, the dash fail fast comes into here. It says I failed at assert equal, where is it? Line 30. Test format phone number right here. Test, where is it? So yeah, format phone number. Test these. Does it? Why? Anyway, it looks like it filled it down here. Interesting. Anyway, yeah. Usually what I do, I'll just comment out each test and just work on this test case first. So it actually looks like this test case also tests this very first has phone number method. Get phone number. So yeah, I'm going to clear down here. So 2 tests ran, 2 tests fail. So I need to come up, so this test, I need to determine, does the string contain a phone number? So let's look at how to incorporate, where'd it go? Regex in Python. I'm just gonna come on here. Actually, let's go into W3 schools. I haven't looked at that yet. So it looks like we need to import the regular expressions module at the very top. I might actually just use this as an example. So I don't necessarily know what this RE search does. You can Google it, RE search, but it takes in the input string or right here. And I'm going to create a variable called good regex equals, and here is where I'll need to come up with a pattern that determine whether or not a phone number exists within this string. And you can do that just by using that rubular or that other one and to put your string in here. And
Is that
look,
going to be the same necessarily for Python as in Ruby?
yeah, it's pretty much very similar, if not identical. And dash. Oh. So yeah, so this probably work. So let's actually look at the syntax. Where did it go? Did I already miss it? Python regex again. I'm just going to look at W3 schools again. Oh, it was already there. Let's see. So here are some very common functions. Here are the different special characters. All right, let's check this out. Python regex. I'm going to look at Python docs as well, just to make sure. I'm just going to use re.search. Okay.
Search returns a Boolean.
Okay. Yep. So I can even say like regex pattern, and then you want to use the R. Is that right? R string, something like that. And then put that pattern in here as well. You don't necessarily, you can just put that directly in there. And let's see what regex, good regex returns. Print good regex.
Don't you need to assign the pattern to regex pattern? You don't have an
Yep,
equals.
thank you. So notice how this is like really weird looking. It's because it has this little R in front of it. Stands for like regular expressions. And now let's just print validate phone number spec. Uh-oh, R invalid syntax. Do I even need that?
You still need to assign it like equal.
Equal? Sorry. Oh, did I not do that?
This is pattern too. You need to end on the end.
Pattern. Okay, so I'm still failing them. But look here, it says, what is this? Is this where I'm printing none?
You would need to return the good regex, I think, based on the test case.
Okay,
It's a Boolean.
so I can say return good regex, return, whoop, not return, if good regex, so return true, else return false.
Well, technically, you wouldn't even need to do the if else because the good regex is already a Boolean.
Oh, does it already turn?
Yeah, the search returns a Boolean.
Nice. So here, why did it return none there? So we're re search. Just gonna look through search. Do dot search. Let's clear it. Oh, so yeah, I needed to. So if I just returned good regex, let's see if that works. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, this returns a Boolean value. If you look through the documentation, I don't want to spend too much time just of your time searching through the documentation. So yep, those two passed. So yeah, look at what search is, re search, re match, maybe find all. Yeah, just look at these different ones. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. Oh,